stood Captain Aubrey, resting an ordinary naval glass upon the dome and peering steadfastly at some object far remote. The light was full upon him, and with a shock the doctor saw not only that look of anxiety, but also the marks of age and unhappiness. Stephen Maturin had thought of Aubrey as powerful, resilient, cheerful youth itself for so long that this change was unusually distressing. 10 minutes later, he stood at the door of the observatory. Captain Aubrey's bottom now protruded from it, entirely filling the gap. He must have his telescope as early horizontal as it'll go, and be bending double over it, reflected Dr. Maturin. "Holla, Jack!" "Stephen!" cried Jack, shooting out backwards with surprising nimbleness in so large a man, and seizing his friend by both hands. His pink face was scarlet with pleasure. "How very happy I am to see you, old Stephen. How are you? Where have you been all this time?" But recollecting that Dr. Maturin, as well as being a medical man, was also an intelligence agent, that his movements were necessarily obscure, that his appearance might well be connected with the recent Spanish declaration of war upon France, he hurried on. "Looking after your affairs, no doubt. Splendid, splendid. You are staying with us, of course. Have you seen Sophie?" "I have not. I paused at the kitchen door, asked the young woman was the captain at home, and hearing domestic sounds within, the massacre of the innocents came to mind. I merely left my offering and my horse and came along. You have moved the observatory?" "Yes. Killick and I just unshipped the dome. It is copper from the old Diomede that the dockyard let me have." "How is Killick?" Killick had been Jack's servant these many years. The three had been shipmates in several commissions. "Very well. I had news of him from Collard of Ajax." "Did the observatory not answer by the house so?" "Yes, it did, but I tell you what it is, Stephen. From here you can see the White and the Solent, the tip of Gosport and Spit Head. Quick, come have a look. She will not have moved yet." Stephen lowered his face to the eyepiece. "It is the Caledonia. I can see the Scotch arms. Jack, I can positively see the Scotch arms. At this distance, you are the speculum maker of the world, so you are." Jack laughed with pleasure. "Well, do you see it? It is the purest day for viewing. How I hope it'll hold out until night. I'll show you such a double star in Andromeda, less than a second of arc apart. Think of that, Stephen. With my 3-inch glass, I could never resolve anything much better than 2. "Sure, it must be prodigious. But for my part, I should as soon watch the shipping. Do you not spend hours and hours up here?" "I do, Stephen, I do indeed. But I beg you will not mention it at the house. Sophie don't mind my stargazing, but it makes her low in spirits to think I'm pining for the sea." "Do you pine much, Jack?" But before Captain Aubrey could answer, their attention was distracted by a clamour from the cottage, by Mrs. William's hoarse, martial voice, and the shrill, defiant replies of the servant she was rebuking. They heard the cry, "A foreign gentleman left them in my kitchen." "You have not really told me how you are, Stephen." "Oh, amazingly well, I thank you, Jack. I took the waters at Caldas de Bowie not long ago." Jack nodded. He knew the place, a village in the Pyrenees not far from Dr. Maturin's high sheep walk. For Stephen, though an Irishman, had property in those parts, coming down to him from his Catalan grandmother. Bowie is largely inhabited by idiots, my dear.
"Bowie is not the only place, not by a long chalk. Look at the Admiralty, and what do you see? A general as First Lord, that is what you see. Would you believe it, Stephen? And the first thing this infernal redcoat does is to take away one of the captain's eighths. He reduces our prize money by 1/3, which is stark raving lunacy. And then, quite apart from the idiots in Whitehall, this village has 6. And in sober earnest, Stephen, I'm sometimes cruelly worried by the twins. They do not look over bright to me, and I should take it very kind was you to survey them privately. But I dare say you'd like to look at the garden first." "I should like it of all things, and the bees." "Why, as to the bees, they seem to have piped down these last few weeks. That is to say, I've not been very close since I tried to take their honey."